As a special treat for Boca Rio members, Morgan Pressel, LPGA professional and Boca Rio member, along with her fellow LPGA professional sister, Madison Pressel, did a quick clinic and answered questions about the recent Gainbridge event, playing on tour, social media, and what she does for fun.
You always hear usually like a little things on tour, like, you know, this hole or that hole location, or don't like the way this is set up. I really did not hear anything negative related to the golf course. Everything was exceptionally positive, and I think that's because it's really fair. That's what I've always loved about this course, is you have to hit good shots. It can be difficult, but it's not like tricked up. It's not, we do play some courses that are kind of quirky and a little tricked up, but this one was such a fair test of golf, and I think the ladies all appreciated that. We could have dealt with some warmer weather in the middle of the week, but, you know, and this week's been spectacular, right, as usual. The LPGA officials manage how the course is set up, but there's some things about a golf course that you can't fix. You know, the way it's designed originally, even no matter where we go, sometimes it just is dumb, for lack of a better word. I thought it was a good drivable hole. I mean, I hit in the water, but I thought it was a good drivable hole. Yeah. I mean, you know, it was 240 yards to the front with the driver, or, you know, with the pin, with the tee up. And I thought it was a good drivable hole. Yeah, there aren't many players that can truly carry it that far. There's a handful, but that's why it's a risk reward, right? You know, do you go for it? Do you play safe out to the right, which I should have done? Not necessarily safe, but you got 100 yards right that I could have hit it instead of 1 yard left. But, you know, I thought that made it fun. I thought when they moved the tee up on 16 to make it drivable or reachable in 2, I thought that added some excitement to the couple days they played it up. 16, I think both days I went for it when the tee was up. But that's what makes it really interesting. I mean, if you miss that shot a little bit to the right, you're in the trees, you know. Yeah, and both days they put the pin up in the front to make it interesting if you do hit a good shot. If you do hit a good shot, you've got a great chance of eagle. And if you don't, you saw some players really struggle because of how narrow that green is there. So really put a premium on your fairway wood shot into the green. I thought it played really well from up there. I thought it was awesome. I thought it showed really well on TV. On Sunday afternoon when I finished, I went back home and I was watching a little bit on TV. I thought it looked great. So I hope everyone here was happy, because we certainly all were. It was really cool. I won't forget this. Last year in Michigan, and I was putting like short putts, like 3-footers and this, and the guy was standing by the ropes. He goes, "Why do you practice those? You don't miss those." And I said, "Well, I don't miss them because I practice them." I don't think there's a proper formula for that kind of thing. For me, on a normal practice day at home, I'll usually hit balls for I don't know, 45 minutes to an hour. I guess it depends on what I'm working on. It depends on if I feel like I really need to work on something in my golf swing. But I prefer to do a lot of practice on the golf course. So I'll hit balls for a little while, putt for 20 minutes or so, and then go play 9 holes. And within those 9 holes, I'll hit a bunch of different shots. And I mean, I never keep score in practice. I just like to try, if I miss a shot, hit it again, keep practicing, keep trying to groove it properly in that fashion. And on a tournament day, it's a little bit, I'd say I practice more, I spend more time on the road, mostly because that's learning new golf courses, which takes time. But at home, I just practice hitting a lot of different types of shots. Yeah, no,
I'm a little OCD actually.
This is how, I know this is not the recommended way to practice. I apologize to the greenskeeper, but this is how I like to take divots. I don't know why. I don't do the straight line. Yeah, I don't know. I don't do it that way. I like to come on the corner. I like to go on the top. I never
go on the front of a divot unless I'm like practicing a shot to like mimic something that I would have on the golf course, you know, but I don't like hitting, like I will never start at the front of a divot line.
Yeah, I do the front of the divot. It's easier off the front of the divot. That's why I do it. Although I probably should practice harder, but I mean, I don't know. It's and then like the couple days we played lift, clean, and place, I'd like find a divot and try to put it right on top of the divot.
Oh,
A stretch program? Yes, I didn't today, but typically typically I'd say we all do. I mean, I don't know if you saw the fitness trailer was parked out there. I really try to work my scaps, to use some fans. I do foam rolling. I do all sorts of things to really get my body in the right, prepared to play golf, prepared to hit golf shots, and then also to prevent injury. I work really hard before I play. I mean, I didn't do it today, but I would certainly do it before a tournament round to activate those muscles, get myself in a good position. I do a lot of foam rolling of my back and my glutes. And I mean, I'd say almost every player has at least a 10 to 15 minute stretch routine that they go through before the round. I think it's really important. Preventing injury, helping you activate the muscles that you need to come out here, and I think injury prevention is probably the #1 reason to do it, for anybody to do it. Because golf's an unnatural motion, right? You're like twisting your body, which it's not made to do. And we do it so much that you really have to have a strong core and have to try and stretch it out before, so you don't stress something and pull a muscle, because it can happen quite easily. I'd say the course matters first. I'd say it's nice to play on a course without homes. I mean, I'd say my husband really loves it because there's not so much internal out of bounds everywhere. I guess I don't really think about that, but yeah, I mean, it's just nice and quiet and peaceful for sure. Yeah. A similar form of that. Some of them, I mean, there's probably 15 to 20 different balls that are played out here by different players, but they're all a general form of a softer ball. I play like the softest ball that Callaway plays, but a couple other players out here play a firmer version of it, even though it still says the same Chrome Soft, or it might be the same Pro V or Pro VX. A couple players play Bridgestone, Strixon. There's a bunch of different, but they all have a similar style in a sense. So I play the Callaway. I play a softer version of the Callaway golf ball that's sold in most pro shops, the Chrome Soft. I play it because of my typical ball flight is a little bit lower, so I really need that little bit of extra few RPMs of spin. It's very minimal difference, but that little bit extra spin allows me to get the ball a little bit higher in the air and land softer on the greens. And I changed to that ball last year, and I think that really made a huge difference for me. I think putting is almost all feel based. It's there's a lot of people approach it with the scientific method, whether it be aim point or whether it whatever it is. But I think putting is so much about feel, and when my feel is good, I make the most putts. I try to be like an artist out there instead of a mathematician, and it definitely seems to help me. That's how I've always putted. Yeah, I try to spend a good bit of time on my social media. I'd say that what I do post is very thought out. Usually each post takes me quite a while, and I don't post all that often, and I am also a little bit maybe more private than some other people, and but I like to be authentic. I like to show photos from a tournament week. I like to maybe show something that I'm working on in practice, help promote my sponsors, help promote the LPGA and the tournaments that we play in. And I mean, it's mostly golf driven with a handful of photos of my dog mixed in there. But I try and read. I read almost every comment on my posts and try to respond as best as I can. And you know, social media can certainly be a place for a lot of negativity, but I feel like for the most part, my followers are super positive and really, really kind and engaging. And if they're not, I just block them because nobody wants to go home and read that kind of stuff. So it's that kind of a balance of trying to keep the engagement level high. And I honestly feel like because I engage so much, I feel like people are more positive because they know that I'm reading it, which is kind of interesting. I don't like to post videos of my golf swing. because I usually get lots of comments on what I'm doing wrong. And I already know what I'm doing wrong, so I don't need 50 people to tell me. So definitely still have a passion for it. I guess as long as I still enjoy doing it, I'll still be out here. Yeah, I mean, there are times, not to say it's all glam. There are times when it's tough and when you can get quite down on yourself and things like that, but you know, for the most part, you work towards those moments of greatness that are awesome. So